Hello, my name is Howard Cook. I'm a seismic retrofit contractor. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I started Bay Area Retrofit after working with the Federal Emergency Management Agency as an earthquake damage inspector. I've been on national TV, I've been on local TV. I helped write a seismic retrofit building code for the San Francisco Bay Area. In 2020, I was asked by the International Code Council and the Federal Emergency Management Agency to write a new seismic retrofit guideline called Vulnerability-Based Seismic Assessment and Retrofit of 1 and 2 Family Dwellings. Now, this is a national guideline. It's over 300 pages long. It took forever to put it all together. I worked on it for 3 years. I was not paid for it. But for me, it really wasn't about the money. I just really wanted to put together something that was very useful for people. As you can see right here, I was voted to be the vice chair because of my understanding of both engineering and primarily practicality. I would say all the engineers here, besides me, actually had no idea how to apply the seismic retrofit engineering principles to an actual house. So this is my latest achievement and the one I am most proud of. If you'd like to know more about this new seismic retrofit guideline, go to bayarearetrofit.com. That's our homepage. Come up here to FEMA P1100 ICC 1300, and this one here, this is comparing FEMA P1100 ICC 1300 retrofits. Now, if you come right here, you'll see a cost comparison between FEMA P1100 and the older Standard Plan A. Now, I was on the committee for both of these, so I know them really well. So here's lots of text that I wrote, some information about me, and here you'll see videos that I put together for the committee I was on. I created 38 videos. You can see them here. Very interesting if you're interested in seismic retrofitting at all. So this is some of the work I've recently done, and as I said previously, it's some work that I'm very proud of and feel like I was really able to do something for the public. Also wrote a magazine article for a national trade magazine, and I've taught classes to the Association of Bay Area Governments, classes to the American Society of Home Inspectors, and the mayor of Berkeley assigned me to the Berkeley Disaster Commission to help them put some retrofit guidelines together. And even the Canadian home inspection industry had me come up there and teach a class to them because they have a lot of houses that also need to be retrofitted. While I was in Canada, the city of Victoria asked me to come and take a look at their housing stock and tell them what I thought. They're actually in pretty bad shape. So I did an evaluation of the housing stock there, gave a report to the city council and to the mayor, and have really tried to do my best to help them get ready for the next earthquake. I also received training from a structural engineer who is a historic building preservation engineer. The reason that's important is, he specialized in old buildings, and sometimes we work on houses that are 120 years old, 130 years old, and really, really old buildings, and he knew all about them. He knew how they were built. He knew how to, when we had an engineering problem, he knew how to address it. So, he, as far as the old, the sort of retrofitting that we do, he was just the tops, and I've never met an engineer who was better than he is at solving the sort of problems that we would run into. He also introduced me to, for example, people that I otherwise would never meet, the research scientists at the American Plywood Association, the scientists at the American Wood Council, the International Staple Tool and Nail Association. That's one all they do is fasteners. So he introduced me to all these people that I could learn from. These organizations and scientists are really important, because out of those tests and the scientific research, the building codes are written. And he also taught me, this is also very important, he taught me, old building codes. Where would you find in the code if you wanted to know, for example, the shear value in a retrofit design of plaster? Where would you find that? And he showed me all this place. And so really what he did is he gave me the background so I could teach myself. And he did it in a very selfless way. He never charged me a penny for anything that he taught me. He just did it because he saw my enthusiasm. He saw that I was trying to help people, and I wasn't doing retrofitting just to make some money, because that's exactly how he was. His name is, there was a pamphlet I got when I first started called The Seismic Retrofit of Existing Buildings. And he was one of the co-authors. So I found him on the internet, I called him up, and our relationship started. Nels Rosand was the go-to engineer when there was a priceless building that needed to be retrofitted. For example, this rather famous building called the Bradbury Building in Los Angeles is one of them. As you can see, it's one of the most beautiful, iconic buildings in all of the city of Los Angeles, probably in the entire nation. And he was hired to retrofit it. Amongst all the engineers in the country, they picked him because of his expertise and his brilliance. This is another project he's quite fond of talking about. This is the San Juan Capistrano Mission, owned by the Catholic Church. And again, this is another priceless building that he was hired to retrofit. And so my mentor and my friend Nels Rosand did this and so many other things. And I can't help but be very thankful for all he has done for me. At this point, I have known him for 25 years, and at this moment, he is now in a skilled nursing facility. And I went down to see him, and we swapped old stories and had a good time together. So it's really unfortunate that such a brilliant man is now, he's just reached a time in his life where he just can't be an engineer anymore, and he can't crawl under houses anymore, and he can't do what he loved all his life. He did tell me one thing, though. He said that I needed to make sure and pass on all the knowledge that he gave me to others. He gave it to me for free, and he told me that I needed to do the same thing. And that is one of the motivating factors behind the website and all the other work I've done in the pursuit of effective seismic retrofitting.